Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round 4, the final round of the Die Hard League tournament that happened on August 24th, 2023. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format anyone wants, really. More info in the description. League Challenge next Thursday, August 31st, starting at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games. Also, check out Pokemon's event locator for more premier events at Die Hard Games, such as League Challenges, League Cups, and pre-releases. Give this video a like, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good stuff. But anyways, let's get into this final round of the tournament. On the left, Charizard EX versus Giratina, who is lost. The Giratina will go first here in this final round, starting things off with a Battle VIP pass, nonetheless. Battle VIP pass item card you can only play on the first turn, on your first turn. But when you do, you can search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench. So we're probably going to see a double Comfey. It depends on what else is in the hand. Maybe a Comfey, Greninja. Just really depends on what's in the hand. But either way, the player is going to take a good look through their deck on this first deck search to get an idea of what might be prized and therefore what resources are available until those prizes start getting taken. Double Comfey is found here off of this battle pass, and wow, second battle VIP pass is played. So probably gonna find Greninja, maybe another Giratina V. I guess you don't really have to find a second Giratina V right away here, and instead going to find a Cramorant along with that Radiant Greninja. You don't need another Giratina V at this point, since the Charizard deck will not KO Giratina V on its first turn. Very strong start here on our Giratina player side. Now we want to see switch cards to get those Comfey into the active, but not before a concealed cards on that Greninja to discard an energy and draw 2 cards. Jet Energy, the powerful Jet Energy in this deck, to be attached to Comfey and bring it active immediately. Comfey then uses its flower selecting ability to look at the top 2 cards of the deck, lost zone 1, and keep the other. Comfey is going to retreat and send up that other Comfey, who is going to do the second flower selecting of the turn, taking a look at the top 2, lost zoning that water energy, and keeping that other card. Keeping things tidy here in this final round here. I believe the player on the right is 3-0 and on the left is 2-1, maybe. Either way, what you can do, I can do better. Double VIP pass here on the Charizard player's side. Searching the deck for basic Pokemon to put directly on the bench. So it looks like another Charmander, Arceus V, Pidgey, and maybe another Charmander will join the Charmander that's on the bench. It's also fine to leave your that 5th bench spot open for flexibility for the future. Just very good that there's double Charmander, double Pidgey on the board for some insurance, because it is possible for them to get KO'd next turn by either a quick Giratina or a Cramorant even. So yep, just gonna go with the Pidgey, the Arceus V, and the second Charmander off of these battle VIP passes. Very fine idea to leave that 5th bench spot open for for the future. I'm not sure if this list plays Lumineon or not. It probably doesn't, but that's an example of why you might want to leave it open. Lumineon V. Defiance Van attached to that Arceus V. And Iono being played. Iono supporter. Each player shuffles their hand, puts it at the bottom of the deck, and then Each player draws cards equal to their remaining prize cards. So at the early game here, the beginning of the game, each player is going to go ahead and just get 6 cards. Nyon is pretty good against Lost Zone decks, chorus decks that like to slowly build their hand, sculpt their hand to perfection. Uh, Basic fire attached to that Arceus V on the bench, and passing things over to our Lost Giratina player here. And what do we need to do? Just get more cards in the Lost Zone, right? Play Chorus. Let's see what's in hand. I think I've seen a boss. No, that's a switch card. Okay, so we do have some moves we can make here. We can get at least 2 flower selectings off if the player chooses to do so. If there's any energy in hand, they can use Radiant Greninja's ability, but I'm going to start things off with the first flower selecting, looking at the top 2, Lost Zoning the Psychic Energy, and keeping that other card. Ugh, I hate to see that much energy in there this early, but Course Experiment, Supporter, look at the top 5 cards of the deck, add 3 of them to the hand, and add the other 2 to the Lost Zone. So 3, 4, 5, we're going to have Lost Zone of 5 here, getting rid of Double Escape Rope. Interesting. So Double Escape Rope hitting the Lost Zone. Now their cards must have been really good, or we already have lots of other switching cards in hand, including that Jet Energy. That's definitely a big improvement to these Lost decks if they so choose to play it. Radiant Greninja is going to discard an energy and draw 2 cards with its ability, Concealed Cards. Nice Giratina V-Star evolving on the bench. We have 5. I think we can get to 6 here in the Lost Zone. Switch card. Switching the Comfey into the other Comfey to use the second flower selecting, and this is going to bring the Lost Zone up to 6, and we're looking to get it up to 7, magic number of 7, to start using those Mirage Gates. So debating on which card to keep here, depends on what's in hand. Looks like Full Art OG Boss's Orders is put into the Lost Zone. Lost Zone count of 6. Switch card into that Cramorant. Alright, this is a fine turn. We can get to 7 next turn, especially since Cramorant will trade nicely with these single prize Pokemon. Energy attached to the bench Giratina V-Star. Path to the Peak coming down, shutting down all rule box Pokemon abilities. That really hurts this Charizard deck, I learned after a handful of games of Charizard yesterday. Alright, anything else left to do here? We already concealed cards, and most importantly, slam that path down and spit innocently on that Pidgey, taking the KO. Cramorant can use that ability for free since there's more than 4 cards in the Lost Zone, or can use that attack for free since there's more than 4 cards in the Lost Zone. Arceus V gets promoted. Action resumes here on the left. Let's see what we got. Delphox V coming down. I got that one on my cheat sheet for when it's relevant. I think the big thing is that it does 120 to the active and 120 to a bench Pokemon. Magma Basin, a beautiful Magma Basin coming down, countering that path to the peak. Magma Basin accelerates energy, but not before. Ultra Ball away a Charizard and a basic fire to find that powerful Arceus V-Star. Now we start unlocking this deck and setting up the engine. Yeah, well, we're shuffling up here. Delphox V, second attack, Magical Fire, 120. Put 2 energy attached to this Pokemon in the Lost Zone. It also does 120 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So, relevant in this Lost Zone matchup here. The Magma Basin, once during your turn, you may attach an energy card, a fire energy from the discard pile to one of the bench fire Pokemon, and then it takes 2 damage counters. Alright, so it looks like we are doing Arceus V-Star's Starbirth here. V-Star power to search the deck for any 2 cards and put them into your hand. Usually with this Charizard deck, it is the Rare Candy Pidgeot, if one of those pieces aren't already in hand. If not, then you find more pieces to evolve up your Charizard. But we'll see what was found here. Pidgeot's very powerful in this deck with its quick search ability to search for any one card. Jacques is going to be played. Are you really going to make me look up what Jacques does? I think it's search for 2 evolution Pokemon. We'll go with that because I see 2 evolution Pokemon here. Jacques, search your deck for 2 evolution Pokemon, put them into your hand. It looks like Charizard EX and Pidgeot EX are found and added to the hand. So most likely, Arceus V-Star found 2 rare candy. 2 rare double rare candy, double evolution here on the bench. Just make sure we evolve the correct ones. Alright, when Charizard evolves, let me pause here and then give it to you proper. Like Charizard EX. When you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 3 basic fire energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. So Charizard accelerating that energy from the deck when it evolves. It's a stage 2, so it better have good stats on it. 2 fire energy going on to the Charizard, 1 for now. So debating on powering up this Delphox potentially, because like I said, that could be pretty useful in this lost zone to keep ahead in the prize trade with its 120 to the active and 120 to the bench. So yeah, kind of really agonizing over this choice here because my Charizard list played 7 energy, 7 basic energy, and that was definitely needs some managing. Let's say it's not that it's a low amount of energy, but you definitely have to manage it. And look, there's already a fire energy on the active Arceus. Not too bad to go in with Arceus. Start attacking with Arceus here into the Lost Zone deck either. The catch is that Giratina just can take it out in one shot. So yeah, maybe not the best attacker here. Alright, Magma Basin going to accelerate and fire energy from a discard pile to that Delphox. Delphox is supposed to take 2 damage counters. I'm sure they'll get that figured out here. And then Pidgeot is using its quick search ability to search the deck for any card. Maybe a switch card to get that Arceus out of the active, or maybe a double turbo to start attacking with the Arceus. It looks like a fire energy was found. So probably to attach to the active Arceus and then to retreat it into the Delphox. So Delphox can attack here, but we'll see what happens. Alright, attached to the active Arceus, retreat manually, going into the Delphox. The Delphox is going to take 2 prize cards here. Lost zoning 2 of those fire energy to KO the active Cramorant and a Comfey. So there we go. Delphox did his job, taking 2 prizes. Comfey is promoted on the right, and play resumes on Lost Giratina's side. What an exciting final round match we got going on here. Nest Ball. Searching the deck for a basic Pokemon and adding it to the bench. Another Comfey, maybe, or another. Oh, there we go, Manaphy. Where were you last turn, Manaphy? So Manaphy kind of with its Water Veil, I think that's what the ability is called, that protects your bench Pokemon from attack damage. So that would have protected the Comfey last turn, but it was hiding in the deck. So go ahead and get it out this turn, so that way there can be no more Delphox Magical Fire games going on. And let's see, we're eyeing up the discard pile here on the right, so maybe a Super Rod is being thought about. And kind of just laying things out to keep everything straight here in this Lost Zone deck. Very, especially important to know what's in your Lost Zone and discard pile. Course Experiment is a supporter for turn. Best supporter in this the Lost Zone decks. Looking at the top 5 cards, add 3 of them to your hand, and put the other 2 into the Lost Zone. Let's see, that'll bring our Lost Zone count up to 8. More than enough to use the Gate of Mirage, of course. You know, I'll stop now, guys. All right. So taking a look at the hand, deciding what's best to get rid of, what to lost zone. Giratina V-Star and Nest Ball hit the lost zone. The other three cards get added to the hand. Radiant Greninja, concealed cards, discard an energy, draw two cards. Definitely do that before the flower selecting of the Comfey and the active to inform that decision. Giratina V is going to be benched as the backup attacker. Super Rod is going to be played to shuffle a couple energy cards, basic energy cards from the discard pile into the deck, and I sense a Mirage Gate coming up. Will take an easy KO, or will allow Giratina V-Star to take an easy KO on the active Delphox. Alright. Mirage Gate. If there's 7 or more cards in the lost zone, you may search your deck for two different basic energy, and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. Psychic and Grass getting attached to that Giratina V-Star on the bench, powering it up. Nest Ball being played. Good to see neither of these players missing a beat here in this final round. Sableye being found and put onto the bench. Second Mirage Gate being activated here. So most likely going to go on one onto the active and one onto the Sableye. Nope. Another onto water onto the Giratina V, and a Psychic going onto the Sableye. So there must be a switch card in hand. Well, so yeah, I wonder, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? In the lost zone. So Sableye's lost. Mine is not active yet. So we're gonna have to go in with the Giratina V-Star, I believe. And we're gonna do another count of it here. Yeah, it looks like there's 8. Mirage Gate, oh, that'll get 9. Or not Mirage Gate, Flower Selecting to Lost Zone a Jet Energy and keep the other card, Jet Energy, put onto this massive Giratina V-Star, bringing it into the active spot. And now, I think you use the Lost Impact attack here. Lost Impact, put 2 energy from your side of the field into the Lost Zone and 280 damage. Magic number there. Yep, get rid of the Jet Energy and the water energy, sending them to the lost zone and taking the KO on that Delphox V. So Manaphy might have been a little overkill, knowing that you were going to get a KO there, but that's okay. We'll see. Maybe these players have some more insight than I do, sitting at my computer desk in the professor's lab. Alright, so that Pidgeot EX with Free Retreat is promoted into the active spot. And how do we respond here? What is the best response to this intimidating board state on the right? Let's see. Charizard, I do not think can reach for the KO here quite yet. I don't think there were enough prizes taken here. Let's check out Charizard EX a little bit more. I should make a little way for me to bring the card onto the screen so you could see it. Anyways, Charizard EX, its attack is 2 fire, 180 plus Burning Darkness. This attack does 30 more damage for each prize card your opponent's taken. So it's going to be 180 plus 90 at this point. And, oh man, Charizard is swinging for 270. Just one short of one-shotting this Giratina V-Star. So if that Defiance Band was not on the Arceus V-Star and it instead was on the Charizard EX, it would have had the response one shot, no problem. Magma Basin being activated, accelerating fire energy from the discard to that Charmander. Charmander takes 2 damage counters as payment for that free acceleration. Quote, free acceleration. Quick Search going to be activated on the active Pidgeot EX. Quick Search just lets you look through your deck for one card to pick any card and take it. Ooh, we're running low on resource. No, never mind. I just caught the end of the hand there. Still plenty of resources in the deck. Still enough to continue this mid game here. So, Defiance Man. Is there a second Defiance Man? Yeah, come on, let's see it. Because we can still manually attach the Charizard, slam the Defiance Man on it, and take the return KO. But no, it doesn't look like it. I think, was that a Hisuian Heavy Ball? Just to maybe get a Charmander or something out of the prizes, if that was the card that was taken. We'll see what happens. Alright, nope. I don't think. Let's see, Ultra Ball. We'll just say Ultra Ball discard a couple cards to find a second Charizard EX. Rare Candy evolve into Charizard with the zero card hand. Charizard's going to accelerate 3 fire energy from the deck with its Infernal Rain ability. Once it evolves, it can accelerate 3 fire energy from the deck to your Pokemon in any way you like. So I guess they just, let's see, yeah, the Arceus doesn't have any energy on it. I guess it goes on the Arceus and you go in with the Arceus for now. No, because Charizard can tank, but it's just going to get knocked out with Giratina's V-Star's attack. Alright, spreading these fire energy around the board. Both Charizard are ready to go. Pidgeot's got an energy on it. I think you have to attack, like you have to be putting pressure on. If not, Giratina just takes 2 more prizes for free next turn. Or not for free, but you know what I mean. So definitely a tough spot here on the left. But yeah, that is something that could change the whole game here, is if the Defiance Man wasn't on the Arceus V-Star. I don't remember why it was played. Maybe it was put down before research was played, so that way it doesn't get discarded. Man. Alright, looks like we're just gonna put pressure on here. Alright. And then you see um, these players got their Series 3 prize packs here. Let's see if there's any good pools. Anyways, back into the game. Charizard did a big chunk of damage onto that Giratina V, with hanging on there with 10 hit points left. Giratina V-Star on the bench gets a grass energy attached to it. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe you want to play some more Mirage Gates to power up that second Giratina V-Star. You don't really need much at this point. You already attached energy, so yeah, you just want to get more energy on the board potentially. You do want to knock out this active Charizard. Could be nice to boss and KO the Pidgeot. Yeah, that might actually be good since the player has a zero card hand. But they also just have their 2 Charizards set up on the board. That's going to carry them through the rest of this game, so really not much else is needed in the hand. So maybe you do just take out one of the main attackers and have 1 prize card left. That's most likely the thing to do. It just depends on what's in the hand. I don't know if there's a boss's orders in hand. But we're going to go with the Pokegear 3.0 first and see what's up with that. I've seen a path in hand already too. So, anyways, Pokegear 3.0, you look at the top 7 cards of your deck and you add a supporter card you find there to your hand. Of course, Experiment is found and added to the hand. Shuffle up the deck, of course. So maybe looking for boss's orders there to have a gusting option to see if that was even an option. But looks like not, if it wasn't already in hand. Course Experiment. Alright, there's a supporter for turn, so no boss. We're committed to KOing this active Charizard EX. Course Experiment, looking at the top 5 cards of the deck, keeping 3, adding 2 into the Lost Zone. Goodbye, Comfey and Giratina V. No, none of those cards are needed anymore, so easy mode. Yep, Path to the Peak is all you need in play. So yeah, you're not even worried about KOing the Pidgeot since you have the Path, at least as a soft counter to Pidgeot's look for any card that you want in the deck ability. Path to the Peak comes down, shutting down all Pokemon with Rule Box's abilities. Turning off that, most importantly, that Pidgeot's Quick Search, with our Charizard player having a zero card hand. Top deck's got to be good, but with the prize trade, I think or with the prizes as they are, 4 to 3, Giratina going down to one prize this turn, I think the writing might be on the wall. But we'll see. Anything can happen in Pokemon. Shout out to our players for giving us a very good final match here. All right, so our Giratina player is checking out their options, making sure that they do not lose. But I think it's pretty straightforward unless there's anything else in hand. I didn't pause the video, right? No, no, we're still going. All right. Giratina player, I think, just has to attack here. Um, Attacking with that, let's see, what is it? Star Requiem attack. I don't think you do Lost Impact, but no, okay. Actually gonna bring up our Sableye here with Jet Energy. And Sableye is going to slowly start whittling away the board. Hmm. I mean, I guess I was gonna say I think I would have just took the two prizes here, but it really depends, I guess, on how much energy you have in the deck. Maybe that's what our players thinking about. Um, but I mean, you would have used Star Requiem, and you would have still had plenty of energy on the board. But yeah, it really just matters uh, what's in the deck, and I guess what the player's game plan is here. So going to spread some damage around with Sableye's Lost Mine attack. Uh, as long as there's 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone, you can put 12 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. So let's set up the rest of the game here. I think I see what's going on. That was a pretty good move. You put just enough on the Charizards so that way 280 Lost Impacts attack damage can clean up taking all the prize cards. Some some very methodical play going on here. Charizard KOs that uh, Sableye very easily, and a Comfey is promoted, so he must have a switch card in hand. Alright. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I do like that Sableye play right there, and I can understand why some thought was put into it. Alright. Switch card. Gonna be played right away. Did that come from hand, or was that already in the discard pile? We'll find out here pretty soon. Switch cart, switching the Comfey into the Giratina V. Pat to the peak, slowing things down here, and then Lost Impact, 280 damage. Lost Zoning 2 energy from the field, taking the KO there. Alright, do we have checkmate? It depends. Each of those Giratina have to have the correct energy on it. Really the one on the bench, because I bet the one, yeah, I'm sure the active one's going to get KO'd here. Yeah, still a very close game overall. Pidgeot EX is put into the active spot here on the left with its free retreat. And now taking a look at the hand here, seeing what our options are. Um, but does the Giratina player already have checkmate on board? Path to the Peak slowing things down. That's why you're not seeing Pidgeot EX use its quick search ability to search the deck for a card. Looks like there was boss's orders in the Charizard player's hand, so that's something to consider. And let's calculate this. Let's see how much damage Charizard EX is doing at this point. Charizard EX, 30 more damage for each prize card. So the opponent's taken 5 prize cards, and then we're gonna do 180. So we're doing 330, right? I won't double check that math to save you guys some time, but I think we're one-shotting anything with Charizard on the Giratina's board. So yeah, now it's kind of mind games. Does the Giratina player have the correct energy in hand to attach and use Giratina V-Star's Star Requiem, a V-Star attack? If they think they might, because yeah, then you look at what energy are in the lost zone already, which ones are in the discard. Um, if you think either of the energies that are needed, the psychic one energies needed on the bench Giratina here, the grass energy is needed on the active Giratina here. If there's no more of one of the energy, then your opponent can't attack. So definitely thinking this one out. I'll let them do the thinking here. I'll just sit back and watch the show at this point. But those are some things that they could be thinking about, boss's orders on the bench Giratina to get that grass energy out of here, or am I okay just knocking out the active one? Just depends on the energy, and what's in hand, what's in deck, what's in the lost zone. Lots of things to be thinking about here. Boss's orders is finally going to be played on that Greninja. Interesting. So we're going for a boss stall play. Let's see it. We need switch card and psychic or grass energy to take the final prize here in the final game of our league tournament on a Thursday. I was free playing tonight, so I was in learning mode. I got so many games in. That was a good thing. Shout out to my opponent for being down for that free play training for Peoria. Grass energy attached to the active Greninja. Retreat. Oh, and that's game right there. Alright, so let me explain what happened there for you in case you guys missed it. Greninja was in the active, so energy attached to Greninja for the retreat into the battle damaged Giratina V-Star here. Then Super Rod was played to cycle back at least a Psychic and a Grass Energy into the deck. Mirage Gate being played to pull those energy out, attaching them to the active Giratina V-Star. Giratina V-Star uses its V-Star attack Star Requiem. You can use its attack only if you have 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone. Your opponent's active Pokemon is KO'd. Taking the last prize of the game. Wow. Good game there. What else to say but congrats to our August 24th, 2023 League Tourney Champion. This one was actually interesting. I'll talk to you guys about this for a little bit. So our Giratina player here was 4-0 at the end of this tournament. They had 4 wins, 0 losses. There was another player who was 4-0. It was a senior. The senior was finished the tournament at 4 wins, 0 losses as well. But see, the way the tournament software pairs things, it considers age divisions in its pairing. So it does. I just let it do its thing. It does quote weird things. It has an algorithm, obviously. But anyways, since the tournament was considering age divisions, and since we had multiple age divisions, masters and seniors, that allowed for there to be the result of 2 players coming out undefeated with 4-0 records. Now the tournament software tries to use tiebreaker, or it does use tiebreakers. It tries to create a final standing using tiebreakers. Tiebreakers. I'll wrap this up very quickly, I promise. Tiebreakers is like it's called resistance. Resistance is how well your opponents did during their round. So if your opponents were stronger and they did better, you will have higher resistance. And if you had higher resistance than a opponent or another player, let's say with the same wins, same total of wins, then you will be the winner with that tiebreaker. I probably butchered that. Hopefully you got something helpful from that. But anyways, our senior player actually came out on top overall in the final standings for all age divisions. So technically they took down the tournament. I can't remember what deck. I think it was Lost Giratina, but it was definitely a Lost variant. Taking down the tournament. Lost Giratina here coming in second place, and everyone else just had some good games as well. So as always, thank you guys for playing some Pokemon. I'll stop rambling now. But let me know what you think of this video and the commentary in the comments. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.